Disney presents. From Frontierland.
He'd ride with the law till the battle was through. With a star on his chest, he was law in the West. They called him Elfego El Gato.
Cowboy gunfights were a vivid part of life in the West, but actually they were of minor importance. The real feuds that cost countless lives grew out of possession of land and water rights. Early in his career, Elfego Baca had an experience with a land dispute. It came when he was sheriff of Socorro County. Old Grubstake Charlie tried to keep trespassers off his land by force, and Sheriff Baca had to do something about it.
Well, now you have to come in with me.
What for?
You had no right shooting that young prospector.
Well, he got in my territory.
It isn't yours. You haven't filed any claims.
Of course I ain't. Do you think that I want some nosy squirt to find what I spent a lifetime looking for?
Well, I see your point.
It may not have been strictly legal, but Sheriff Baca settled Grubstake Charlie's problem on the spot. Later, while studying law in Santa Fe, Elfego became involved in a more serious land dispute at the Miranda Ranch.
Elfego was wise and Elfego was strong. Elfego El Gato, who made right from wrong. And the legend was that, like El Gato the cat, lives at Elfego Baca.
By the time Elfego passed his bar examinations and began to practice law, the railroads were pushing westward. Professional claim jumpers swarmed ahead of them, reaping a harvest from clouded land titles and the vaguely worded provisions of territorial treaties. Here is another adventure of our true hero of the West, Elfego Baca. It's titled Law and Order Incorporated.
Elfego Baca.
Amadeo, what are you doing? Yahoo! Oh, no, Amadeo, you made a mistake. Attorneys at law, plural. See, I fixed that. Yahoo!
Good morning, Elfego. Congratulations, partner.
I don't know what to say, Mr. Newman.
Mr. Newman, not anymore. From now on, it's Elfego and J. Henry between us. After all, you're our partner. Newman and Baca, Law and Order Incorporated. Come here.
What's this?
Well, just don't stand there. Cut it. That's what they do when they build bridges, don't they? And you're starting to build a new career, and that's much more important. Go on, cut it.
The greatest lawyer of all, wasn't he?
Best wishes from an admirer.
Oh, no, not me. I promised Miss Miranda I wouldn't even mention her initials.
Mr. Newman. J. Henry. I appreciate what you've done very much. I'll do my best to justify your faith in me.
No. None of that. Elfego, a man goes on from day to day doing what he has to do. If he's honest, above all, if he's honest with himself, uses what little brains he was blessed with, he's bound to survive, and with honor.
Excuse me, sir. I think we have visitors. Señorita Maria.
Senor Baca.
Don Esteban, an honor.
Buenos días. Buenos días, señor Newman. Oh, my congratulations, señor Baca.
Muchas gracias.
No hay por qué.
We saw your name on the sign downstairs.
Lightly but proudly referred to as a shingle.
And thank you for the flowers.
You told him, Senor Newman.
No, he guessed it. That you're the only girl he knows.
Oh, and I am to believe that, Senor?
You didn't come all the way from Casa Miranda just to see me.
Well, we do not admire you that much, Senor.
Now, this is a matter of business.
Well, then perhaps you'll excuse me.
Oh, no, please, this is for your ears, too. A summons has been served on me to appear in court.
Well, Mr. Baca brought you to me as clients. Wouldn't you like this to be your first case?
Yes, J. Henry. I would like it very much. Would you all step into my office, please?
Thank you.
The Southwestern Railroad is taking a friendly action against Senor Miranda for clarification of title.
I don't understand it. I thought all this was settled the last time we were in court.
Nothing was settled, Senor Miranda. We won by default. Nolo contendere. We proved nothing because we did not have to.
But why question my right to the land?
Well, professional claim jumpers stand around the land office and automatically file claims on clouded titles.
The railroad wants to be sure they are buying the land from the person who really owns it.
As soon as we've established legal proof of your title, then the case is won.
But how do you propose to prove my claim, senores? I told you my documents and papers are missing.
See, and I told you, Senor Miranda, that there should be a record of your grant in the Spanish archives. Do we still have that court order giving us access?
I think it's still in the file.
What are you doing this afternoon, Senorita?
Well,
The search in the archives is a big job. Your help could be a valuable time saver. With your permission, of course, Senor Miranda.
I'm not sure it would be proper, Senor Baca.
Oh, Papa, don't be so old-fashioned.
The archives are guarded, Senor. Your daughter will be well chaperoned.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Are you coming, Senorita?
May I take the carriage, Papa?
Go ahead.
Oh, she is helping you with the search for evidence? Hasta luego, Senor Miranda.
Que les vaya bien.
He's a fine boy.
Oh, yes. He'll go far.
Time was in the first 20 years of the 16th century, but some of those years are missing.
Several of the volumes after the treaty are also missing. Senor Guard. Several of the volumes appear to be missing. Do you know where they might be found?
No, senor. From time to time, the old records are taken out by order of the court. Some come back and some do not.
You mean these valuable documents are allowed to be taken out?
Sometimes, senor. Important occasion, important people.
No precaution taken to get them back?
Quien sabe? That is the business of those upstairs. I know nothing.
Senorita? You know, with those volumes missing, it will be very difficult to prove a claim without the original grant. And if such volumes are in the hands of...
would like to speak to the patron. It is of great importance.
You're very beautiful, senorita. There must have been many suitors coming to your house.
I failed to see what
I'm not prying. I'm simply trying to determine who among your visitors might have had access to your father's library.
There was one, senor.
Go on.
Anything more will have to come from my father.
No, there isn't anyone I suspect of such a thing, Senor Baca. No one.
Documents do not disappear of themselves, Don Esteban. You must try to remember.
I would rather lose all I have than accuse someone falsely.
You must tell Senor Baca everything.
And risk dishonoring the name of Miranda in a public trial? Never.
If you do not tell him, Papa, I will.
Maria, I forbid you to say another word.
Luis wanted me only for what I would inherit.
Now you know the name of the suspected one. Luis Perez Vicente. He was the son of my dearest friend, a distant cousin. His parents were killed by the Apaches, and I took him in, raised him like my own, thought of him as the destined husband for my daughter. But it was not to be. Do what you must.
It would help if I knew where he is.
Oh, yes. The last I heard, he was working on a sheep ranch near the Pueblo Peña Blanca.
Good. I will start at once.
If he stole the documents, that's all he took. He had no money of his own, and none of mine was missing. Please don't be too harsh with him.
Senor. Dios lo bendiga.
Gracias, señorita.
I assure you, Bixby, their credit is sound. The Cattleman's Bank will have absolutely nothing to worry about.
Well, thank you, Henry. Oh, by the way, I put you up for membership in the Coyote Club. You'll be hearing from us within a month.
Well, Mr. Bixby, I think for the first time in my life, words are failing me.
Well, I'm glad you recognize the importance, Henry.
To be a member of Santa Fe's most exclusive business club? That's a big thing for me.
You'll be our only lawyer, Henry. In time to come, there'll be a judgeship. And after that, who knows? We'll be proud to have one of our members as governor of the territory, you know.
Elfego, I'm up for membership in the Coyotes.
Well, congratulations, sir. This means a lot to the firm, as well as to Mr. Newman.
Well, thank you, Mr. Baca. As long as congratulations are in order, allow me to extend my felicitations to you. Very shrewd of you, Henry, to take Baca into partnership. I couldn't think of a better way to garner Spanish-American votes. Well, good day, gentlemen.
Elfego, what he said about the votes, I hope you didn't take in the wrong way.
Oh, no, I was glad he said it. I like to think I have something to contribute to the firm.
But I didn't bring you in for votes. I brought you in for yourself. This you must believe. Well, how about the search of the archives?
Copies of both the grant and the deed are missing. I think I'm going to write to Peña Blanca. There's a chance I might locate the original documents there.
Well, do you have to go yourself? Couldn't we send someone?
It's a delicate matter.
Is it that delicate?
I guess not.
On second thought, perhaps you better wear them. Haven't you been reading the papers lately?
Too busy.
Ross Mantee escaped from prison 2 weeks ago.
That will be too bad for a lot of people.
Too bad for you if he happens to run into you.
He won't be foolish enough to come back here.
I don't know. He's proud and he's cruel. And shooting him the way you did with your hands tied behind your back, he'll be looking for you again.
You know, it seems to me I heard somewhere that nothing is ever settled by a gun.
It's only postponed.
been a long time, my son.
No more than a year, Padre.
Ah, time moves slowly when you are not around.
I missed you, too.
Santa Fe must have been good to you, muchacho. You look well. But somehow different. Aha. The pistolas, where are they?
I'm told the time of the gun is past now, Padre, at least for me. I'm now a lawyer.
No! Why have I not been told this before?
Maybe it's because only 2 days ago I became one.
Elfego, tell me, what is a big city lawyer doing in a sleepy pueblo like Peña Blanca?
Business, what else? I'm looking for a man named Luis Perez Vicente.
Luis Perez Vicente. Ah, yes, a young man, good looking. Came here 6, 7 months ago, bought a sheep ranch across the river. But I have seen him only a few times. Obviously not a very religious man, this Luis Vicente.
He bought a sheep ranch, you say?
So I've heard.
Thank you, Padre.
Elfego, one word of warning. Sheriff Adams is still in office. And he still remembers it was because of you that he could not claim the reward for the Las Cruces Bandidos.
Padre, don't worry. If I see him, I will be very polite.
It should be right here. Yes, here. January 26, San Ildefonso Rancho. A deed of conveyance from the Cattleman's Bank at Santa Fe to Luis Perez Vicente.
The Cattleman's Bank, huh?
Sí. So it is recorded, senor.
Could you find for me the owner previous to the Cattleman's Bank?
Well, you know, it takes a little time.
Well, this is more important to me than time. Here, to refresh yourself when you are finished.
Gracias, señor.
Good morning, senor.
Good morning.
I would like a summons drawn for one Luis Perez Vicente.
Fee is $1. In advance. Well, charge?
I'm filing claim on his ranch. I asked that he be brought to this office to show his proof of title. I have reason to believe it is fraudulent.
You're leaving yourself wide open for damages in case you're wrong. Now you savvy that, don't you, Chico?
Of course.
Been too many shenanigans going on lately over grants and claims. About time we had some laws with teeth in them.
Sentiments, Mr. Justice, which I heartily endorse.
Well, your name?
Elfego Baca.
Elfego Baca?
You will see to it that the summons is served without delay, no?
Yes, sir, I sure will, Mr. Baca.
That enough? Gracias, Senor Baca. Thank you, Mr. Justice, for acting so quickly. Good afternoon, Sheriff.
Elfego Baca. When I saw that name on the summons, I started wondering. What mischief you up to now, Bravo?
No mischief, Sheriff. Business.
Without weapons?
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Elfego Baca.
So I have been told.
You are Luis Perez Vicente, no?
What is this? What am I to you, or you to me, that I should be brought here?
You will excuse us, Sheriff? Sit down.
I prefer to stand. Come quickly to the point.
I have reason to believe the title to your land is faulty. I would like to see proof of ownership before this competent witness.
Bill of sale, the Cattlemen's Bank of Santa Fe to Luis Perez Vicente for Rancho Ildefonso. Paid $8,000.
Paid for in cash, senor?
That is no business of yours, senor. There is the bill of sale. What further proof do you need?
You know, the Cattlemen's Bank got hold of your land from a Matthew Sherman when he was unable to pay back a debt he owed the bank. And Sherman, he in turn had taken over the land you now own in practically the same way Don Esteban's Rancho Miranda will be taken from him. Unless he appears in court next Tuesday with the proper documents.
Why do you say this to me, senor?
Because I know a great deal about you, Luis. I know that you left the casa of Don Esteban under a cloud. Penniless! Yet somehow you managed to obtain $8,000 in order to purchase questionable land. Now, how is this? Was that how much you were paid for the documents you stole from Don Esteban? Was that the reason?
This man lies. He has been sent by my enemies to rob me and kill me.
I'm unarmed.
This is a plot against me, I swear it. Go bring back the sheriff quickly.
Fetch the sheriff by all means. The more witnesses, the better.
Yes, sir.
This is foolishness, Luis. It'll be far easier for you to confess to me now than on the witness stand in Santa Fe. For you will be subpoenaed. Make no mistake.
I do not have the documents you seek.
Of course not. You have only to tell me who has them, and I will be lenient with you. Now come, you give me the gun. It's a very dangerous article in the hands of women and children and those who are frightened.
Stand back, senor. Senor Baca. Behind you, senor!
Don't you move, Baca, or you're dead.
You're mistaken, Sheriff. The one who shot Luis is getting away.
Disarm Baca, Willie.
I fired at the gunman. The shot came from here, from the alley.
Take a look at him.
He's dead.
Do you, Baca?
Believe me, Sheriff, this will prove embarrassing to you.
Not half as much as it's going to be to you. You were left alone with a man whose land you wanted. You disarmed and shot him.
He was the one armed, not I.
Considering your reputation with guns, there's not a jury in the territory who ever believed that poor sheep herder had a chance. Now move. You know where the jail is.
Seguro que sí, hombre.
Elfego, what is this?
Better ask the sheriff, Padre. I'm confused.
Got him dead to rights, Father. Disarmed Luis Vicente. Shot him dead in cold blood.
No. No, this I do not believe.
Gracias, Padre. But promise me, no matter what happens, you will keep your faith in me.
But yes, my son.
Your guns, men.
No, no, no one enters.
Watch the side doors. Take them in.
There he is!
Come on, this way. Be around here somewhere. Carl, take some of the men and search up there. We'll cover the shops and market stands. Come on.
Baca, have you seen him, amigo?
No one, senor. No one.
Ahora, señor Baca. Vaya con Dios.
Not a sign of him. Sorry, Padre. Some of you men after him. Come on, let's go.
Nobody back there, Sheriff.
Come on.
Thank you for the lunch.
Bye, Henry. All right, John.
Ah, Elfego, glad to see you back safe and sound. How are things in Pena Blanca?
I'll tell you when I change.
Elfego, can't you stand still for a minute? What's going on? What's wrong?
The sheriff of Pena Blanca is after me for the murder of a Luis Perez Vicente. Ross Mantee really shot him, but I'm the one who's accused.
Now, would you mind saying that all over again? But slowly?
I'm not sure how Ross Mantee fits into this yet. But more important, I found a connection between Don Esteban Miranda and the Cattlemen's Bank of Santa Fe.
Connection?
The murdered man stole Don Esteban's proof of title for a price. The price being a ranch in Pena Blanca, handed to him by the Cattlemen's Bank. This is a matter of record.
Now, when you're talking about the Cattlemen's Bank, you're also talking about Arnold Bixby. You realize that?
Yes, and it's possible Perez Vicente was murdered because he knows more about Mr. Bixby than either of us.
Impossible.
Why don't we go to the Cattlemen's Bank? I'll prove it to you.
Oh, this is ridiculous. He's too big a man to be involved in some shady little lad and grab.
When it involves as much of New Mexico as Miranda's grant, then it is a shady land grab, but no longer little.
But he's a pillar of the community.
Like Horace Town, who is now in prison.
president of the Coyote Club.
Where he can hear the latest information on overdue mortgages.
And he's former chairman of the Historical Society.
Which gave him unquestioned access to the Spanish archives.
Never mind the sordid remarks. Let's go.
To the Cattleman's Bank?
Yes, the Cattleman's Bank, and when we get there, I'm going to prove to you how wrong you are.
The file on the Ildefonso Ranch, Mr. Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Matters such as this are confidential, you understand. Were it not that you're Mr. Bixby's personal legal advisor, Mr. Newman, I would never permit this.
Oh, we understand, Mr. Sheldon. And I want to compliment you on your discretion.
Thank you, sir. Well, the history of the property is simple enough, gentlemen. The bank foreclosed on the Ildefonso Ranch 2 years ago when Mr. Sherman, deluded that irrigation would turn the desert into a garden, found it impossible to meet his financial obligations. The bank held the property until it was purchased by Luis Vicente.
What was the sale price?
Well, now, is that important, Mr. Baca?
It is.
Mr. Baca has his reasons.
Oh. $8,000.
How was the payment made?
I beg your pardon, sir.
Was the payment made by check, by cash, by installment? Or was there any payment or promise of payment in money at all?
Well, really, Mr. Newman. Now, this is information I do not happen to have. The notation shows that Mr. Bixby handled the deal privately.
Well, I believe we have all the information we need. Thank you for your very valuable time and your keen interest. Good day, sir. My regards to Mrs. Sheldon.
Thank you.
Luis Perez Vicente left Rancho Miranda without a cent, but with 2 important documents. Until it is proven otherwise, I shall conclude that he paid the Cattleman's Bank for his sheep ranch with these documents.
Well, I'll admit that Bixby's attitude in this regard seems to make him a suspect. But you, as a lawyer, can only move on fact and move forward on a very firm footing.
Whoa!
It will only be a matter of time before I'm arrested. Will you be my counsel?
Well, that goes without saying.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Good. Now, the sheriff of Peña Blanca is waiting in your office. Stall him as long as you can.
Of course, but where will you be?
Arnold Bixby's mansion.
What?
The most unlikely place in town. Our client and your great and good friend.
Hup. Hup.
Where's Baca?
Mr. Baca's not in at the moment. Can I be of help?
I'm Sheriff Adams from Peña Blanca. I have a warrant for his arrest. Murder.
Murder? Oh, come now.
Now, when it comes to lawyers' tricks, I wasn't born yesterday. If you cover for Baca, I'll have papers drawn naming you an accessory. Now tell me, where's he hiding out?
Believe me, Sheriff, at this precise moment, I can honestly say I haven't the slightest idea where Mr. Baca might be.
Hello. I'm Mr. Baca, of the firm of Newman and Baca, legal counselors for Mr. Bixby.
Mr. Bixby is not in, sir. I'll wait. But Mr. Bixby will not be back.
I have some important documents to go over with Mr. Bixby. I hate to do this to you, senor, but there is no alternative. Now, if you will take me there, please.
Jason? Jason?
Jason?
Jason. No matter what happens, no noise. Quiet as a mouse. You promise?
Not come around here.
This is important.
In broad daylight like this?
Vicente's dead.
Vicente?
Louis Vicente. I shot him.
No.
Well, I had to. He was about to turn himself inside out in front of Baca.
Well, don't stand here, man. Come in. Come in. Any idea where Baca is?
Well, he's in town here someplace. I thought I ought to come by to warn you so you'd know what to do. He should have let me shoot it out with Baca. That way we'd have all been happy.
Newman and Baca are useful to me.
Not anymore. Baca's got the connection between Luis Vicente and the bank.
Are you sure?
Baca was scaring him with that news, too. What's that?
Sound like a knock. Maybe my butler, he was out. That you, Jason? Jason?
I said no noise.
I don't like this. I distinctly heard something.
I'll take a look.
Drop the revolver, Mantee. Come on down. All right, now both of you, in the library. Wait. Come on. Over to the safe. That mustache improves your looks a little, Mantee.
All the while I was in prison, amigo, all I could think about was catching up with you.
Now I fulfilled your heart's desire.
Well, I didn't picture it this way. Not quite this way.
I would be happy to make things more to your liking, if it were not for certain obligations to my clients. Now, suppose we start by opening the safe. Mr. Bixby, I'm charged with a crime committed by him, and indirectly by you. That makes me angry enough to pull this trigger. Now open the safe. That's enough.
Mantee.
You stay just as you are. Drop the rifle. I said drop it. I said drop it.
Break the glass. We heard shooting.
Mantee, he's dead out back.
Mantee here?
Take a look.
Sheriff Adams promised me he'd give you a fair chance, so he came over to take you into protective custody.
Mr. Bixby is the one who'll need protective custody. Stolen documents from Don Esteban Miranda. One look in there will tell you the whole story.
The missing volumes from the archives?
Plus a map of the proposed railroad routes with all the Spanish grants shaded in.
Well, it's beginning to look, Bixby, as though life as you've known it and have lived it is just about over.
It's Mantee, all right. Ross Mantee, the escaped convict?
The same man who shot Luis Vicente.
You mean all this time I've been siding with the killer?
Well, I'm sorry to do you out of your reward money again, Sheriff. But perhaps you will find some comfort in delivering it to Padre Arturo for me.
Deputy, would you ask the territorial prosecutor to get up here as soon as possible?
Sure thing, Mr. Newman.
Oh, yes, Jason, the butler. He's in the pantry. I think he can help you with some details.
If a successful attorney can be defined as one who wins his cases without taking his clients to court, then you, Mr. Baca, are well on your way.
That's right, I'm on my way.
Where to?
To see a client. That wasn't so bad now, was it, Senor Miranda?
With the Americanos, it's not a man's word, it's a written word.
Really, Papa, the railroad people were very nice.
People are always nice to winners, Senorita. Don Esteban, may I have the permission to call upon you and yours?
My doors are always open to my friend, Senor Baca. More than that, I can't promise.
In the land of big men, when this great West was wild, Elfego was small and his nature was mild. Elfego was wise and Elfego was strong. Elfego El Gato, who made right from wrong. And the legend was that, like El Gato the cat, 9 lives had El